guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a little unboxing today. We're going to do some unboxing of some 6 cents baits that I picked up the last couple days. They just came in. You might have seen some pictures up on my Instagram channel. I'll put a link for that down below. 6 cents had a bunch of baits in their sale section where they carry all their clearance. A lot of times what happens is that they're going to be a discontinued color or discontinued style. Most of the time it's colors that you'll see on there. Most of these baits are about $5 a pop. I think one of them was $4, but I don't remember exactly which one. I don't have the receipt in front of me. But yeah, it's been super cold here in New Jersey. I went out this morning and it was like 21 degrees. The wind was just howling and it wasn't for me. We're starting to get really cold here. I know there's another Arctic front coming through. We haven't been getting any snow, but I think there's a freeze advisory tonight and some wet rain and freezing rain. So anyway, I got 9 baits from 6 cents. I'll put a link down below for their site too as well. I picked up one Crush 100 and the rest are all Curve 55s. I do like the Curve 55, especially this time of the year and in the spring when the largemouth and the smallmouth are pulling up on rocks, stumps, logs, trees, and stuff like that, because the Curve 55 is basically like a wiggle wart style bait. It's got that tight wobble, but with the curves, it also likes to hunt too as well. And the crawfish patterns are super effective in those times of the year when you're going from the cold to the warm in the spring, when the bass are pulling up on those areas and feeding on crawfish and things like that. So, all right. So, further ado, let's get into this thing. 6 cents always puts them in a little satchel like this. So we'll do the one bait off the side, and that's the Crush 100, and then we'll do the rest. So I got the Crush 100 here. This is the Black Magic color. This is basically like their square bill bait that they carry. It's 5/8 ounce and dives 2 to 5 feet. This is a pretty cool bait. It's all black. I'll go ahead and put it like that. Got a little bit of bluish purple, almost like a lavender color. Paint job on the side there. You can see like little scales there. It does have a thump to it, so it's a nice subtle sound as it's coming through the water. I fish a couple ponds here that are dark, real murky, muddy waters, because they have streams that feed them into, and when it rains they get real muddy as well. And this black, I have this color here, not this specific color, but black crankbanks from other companies, and they do really well. And I wanted to go ahead and give the 6 cents one a try and see how that works there. So yeah, pretty excited about that bait. And that bait was like, I think this one was $4 in their clearance section. May have been $5. Like I said, the baits were anywhere between $4 and $5 a piece, where they're normally about $8 a pop. So anyway, let's go ahead and dump these out here so I don't keep digging through all this bag. Love that sound. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baits that are crawl pattern, and then we have 2 that are minnow, bluegill, and tater. So we'll start off with this one right here. This is the and all these baits here, I'll say it as a generic, are 3/8 ounce, and they dive 5 to 9 feet. This one here is the Shad Dawn color. It's a white, pinkish color fish, and all these are going to have that 1 bead, 2 bead clanking sound, that deep shallow clank. But let's see if that'll focus on. Yeah, that's that bait right there, and it's got the scale patterns on the top there, a little pink around the edges. This is pretty cool here. I'm going to use this especially in the fall transition, when the bait fish are pulling up and the bass are pulling up on and feeding on those schools of bait fish. I also have a couple ponds here that are loaded up with white bass that school up on bait fish, and I think this is going to be a real good bait there. And like I was saying before, when you're pulling this bait through the water, it's going to come down like that, but it's going to sway and give it that hunting motion. So when it hits a rock or a lump, it's going to bounce off and then sway over here, and then bounce off and then sway over that way. So giving it that curve effect there. So anyway, that's the Curve 55, and that's in the Shad Dawn. Next one I got too. It's going to be cool during the spawn, either the bass spawn or the bluegill spawn. And this is going to be the bluegill spawn color. And that's it right there. That pretty cool color of bluegill. I'm going to throw this up in the beds, shallower water, a little bit deeper water where some of the bluegills are going to be spawning, where the bass are feeding on them heavy. Or I'm going to throw this up where the bass are spawning, and they're basically going to swipe at this, hit this, or attack this, because bluegills do feed on bass fry and bass eggs during the spawn. So, like I said, pretty cool. These hooks are super sticky. I'm not sure exactly what kind of hooks 6th Sense use. I know they started making their own hooks now, or carrying their own hooks, so I'm going to be getting some of those too as well. But anyway, that's the bluegill spawn. Pretty excited about that color. Alright, next we got is going to be the Crawfish clone, and the next 6 baits are all going to be Crawfish patterns, which are basically, like I said before, going to be used during a spring to winter to spring transition, or that fall to winter transition, when they're going to pull up, especially on like darker colored rocks, darker colored areas, because rocks are going to absorb more heat, and that area is going to be a lot warmer for those fish to hang up. So like this one here is the Crawfish clone, and that's that pattern right there. Pretty sick. Got that black back, orange and gold color stripes. Yeah, super good. Now some of these I noticed have a different color bill. Some of these have like a duller color bill, and then some have a clear color bill. I'm not sure exactly what's the reason behind that. I'll look into it more and maybe put it down in the description. But yeah, that's that bait there. Alright, next one we got. This is probably one of my favorite ones out of all the ones that I picked up, and I think I'm going to get a couple more of these. I think this is going to be a hot color, especially here in the Delaware River for smallmouth. And this is the live crawfish. And like I said, it still has that thumping sound. And that's the live crawfish pattern. And that just is like nice, subtle colors. Got that little red freckling across the top of it, or the sides of it. Pretty cool. Focus there. Yeah. Awesome bait. I love these Curve 55s. They're just so good. Such a good looking bait. This one here is the Ghost Brown Crawl. Now this is a translucent color crawl. It's not going to be one of those hard, subtle colors that we have. This could be almost see-through. It's kind of like a yellowish mustard almost, and brown. A little bit of hint of purple in there too as well. I'm hoping the camera could pick that up. I'm using my phone, so I pick up a new camera. So that one's pretty cool too as well. And like I said, I'll put a link to 6th Sense website down below, and you can go ahead and check them out. I'm not sure what they got left in the clearance section. I know a lot of guys have been picking them up in there. Now this is the Molten Crawl. Now this is pretty cool. If you look at the, and I'll bring that one out too as well. This is the Molten Crawl, which is very similar to the other crawfish I showed. But this one here has not as much of that red freckling. Let me get this one out. So if you can see, that's the Molten Crawl that has that tin there, and that's the other crawl. And you can see they're very similar. But the regular crawl is a lot more deeper, darker colors, where the Molten Crawl is like it lost its shell. It shows that that crawl is vulnerable because it's soft shell and good to be eaten. Now the next two here are pretty cool. This one here is the Crawfish Crunch. Again, a nice bright red color crawfish, intimidating bait, or intimidating imitator bait. Sorry, I couldn't talk there. Put that one there as well. And it's got a nice dark deep red on the top, oranges on the side. Pretty cool. Pretty excited about that one too as well. And last but not least, this one's probably got the coolest name. This is Rainbow Red. And this one is really bright red. It's got a dark color on the top, almost like a blackish, almost like a burnt color. And then it's got that red and white with a little white freckling. And that's the Rainbow Red. So anyway, guys, that's it for the Curve 55s that I picked up. I'm pretty excited to be throwing these next season. I'm going to make a box of this style bait. Oh, you know what? While I have you here, let's do a comparison. See if I can find it here real quick. So So a lot of people say, you know, the SPRO rock crawler is a really cool bait too as well. And I've used them before and done really well with them. But I want to show you the difference between the two and the similarities between the two as well. This is a rock crawler MD55. Translation crawl. And it's got that sticky hooks. But it also has that thump. But you can see here too as well, SPRO has a lot wider lip. I don't know if that'll pick up on there. Has a bigger, wider lip to give it more a tight wiggle, where the Curve 55 is going to give it more of a thing. But you can see they're very similar in body style. This one, the curves taper down a lot thinner, where the SPRO rock crawler. And I don't have a wiggle wart to compare them to, but it's pretty similar to both of them too as well. Basically, the wiggle wart is the original, and then these guys came along. You know, imitation is the best form of flattery. So, but anyway, pretty excited to use these. I'm gonna go ahead and box them up here in a little bit. I do have the day off today, so I'm just kind of chilling out at the house. Wanted to go ahead and get this video shot. I'm also gonna have another video coming up too. I'm gonna do my top. I was going to do top 5, but this year I used a lot of baits that I never used before and got out of my comfort zone. I know with Monster Bass, 6th Sense, they both helped me out getting out of my comfort zone using baits that I have never used before. So, but anyway, I'll go ahead and post that up here. Well, probably in a week or two. I have to do something else, another video about the Mike Bucca baby bull shad. I got to do something on that too as well. But anyway, I'm getting pretty excited. I'm starting to make some videos and coming up with some ideas. I'm getting a little bit more confident behind the camera. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the love and support. Please go down and follow me on Instagram too as well. I'll put the link down below. I'm really creeping up on that 1,000 follower mark. I'm going to do some giveaways and stuff like that. It's going to be a pretty cool party. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the love and support. Please stay safe out in the water. And then let's do this.